Hello, hello, gorgeous NFA Money Mamas. It's time for a biz breakdown session on the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm really excited today because I don't know about you, but I love Thai food. And we have an awesome guest on. Her name is Goi Yujaroen, and she is the founder of ThaiIsFun. So you're definitely going to want to check her out. I'm going to give you her website straight up, ThaiIsFun.com. What a great name for a website, ThaiIsFun.com. So we're going to have a really fun conversation about her business and give her some tips to scale, listen to her journey, and have her share some really fun, I'm sure we're going to get some fun tips on cooking with Thai or Thai cooking. And I want to announce before we get started, I have an upcoming workshop that's in person. I'm so excited about this because the day I started my business, the very first round of my business, let's say, I actually started it with workshops, and it was relationship workshops because I thought I was going to be a relationship coach. And I had this awesome group of people set up. And then I was doing that alongside writing my dissertation to finish my graduate degree. And I started tracking my time, and I realized oh no, I'm really into this coaching thing. I'm never going to finish my dissertation. And so I decided to end my workshops and focus on dissertation so I could finish grad school and then go full-time in my business. And since that day, I've never run my own workshop. And so that was 5 years ago. And so I'm really excited to announce the NFA Money Breakthroughs Workshop. These are going to be live in-person workshops. The first one is coming up on April 15th and 16th. So it's a weekend workshop in person for you to break through all your unconscious money blocks, or at least get started in the process, because that's really a lifelong journey. But we're talking like an intensive, life-altering, mindset-altering, learning how to manifest very specific strategies in a group of only 20 people. There are only 20 spots. So if you're interested, go to nfamoneybreakthroughs.com, nfamoneybreakthroughs.com, and check it out. We just launched the website yesterday. So this is the first time I'm announcing it. And actually, when this episode is released, it'll be after the fact, but it'll be later than we launched. But I want everyone to know. And if for some reason you're listening to this after April 15th and 16th, we will be doing these every 2 months until we have enough people to do them every month. And then we will be traveling all around the US to do NFA Money Breakthroughs workshops. So definitely go to the page, see what dates are available. And then even if you want to be on a wait list, there's a spot for that too. So can't wait to see you there. Let's get started with our show today. I'm so excited to have you on. How are you doing, Goi?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I love it when it's one of my favorite days always when I look on my calendar. I'm like, yes, I have a biz breakdown session. It makes me happy. So I'm glad you're here. Share with us first. I always like to start with asking this question. If I could give you a magic wand to create whatever you want in your business in 2023, what would that be?
I would like to have a cooking class, more organized way that right now I kind of feel like I have a lot of customer coming attacking me, which is a good thing, right? But I kind of feel like I learned that I'm not organized enough to handle when I have a lot of customer come at the same time. So that's when I learned that I need to organize it better, how to set up, how to, because it's a one person business. So I do all aspect myself. And I'm sure you
Yeah.
know what it's right. And I mean, it's a good thing because I have more people, coming to contact me or inquiry about ThaiIsFun and booking it. And also, that's actually before this is one of the things that I wish for. I want more customer. I want to open my business to the local. And now a local get to know me more. And now there are more customer come. But then I
Yeah.
realize that I'm not organized enough to, feel like I'm relaxed or I enjoy everything or aspect of it. So
Yeah, this is awesome. So really the topic for today is how to handle business growth spurts is what you're experiencing, which is awesome. Like high
yeah,
fives
I
to
like that.
you. That's a
I like
great
that.
great problem to have. Yeah. Okay. So is there for you want to organize it better so that you can serve more people, I'm sure increase revenue and not stress yourself
Right.
out in the process?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so right now it's just you doing the classes, and they are in your location. Like they come to you to learn how to cook.
So they come to me, or I can go to their kitchen too, but in
Okay.
the the driving distance. I don't want to drive more than an hour. You
Okay.
know.
Okay. And so
Maybe-
share with everyone where you are. Tell us a little bit about your business, and then we'll backtrack and look at some ways to help you get more organized.
Okay. So I'm the only Thai cooking class in Monterey Peninsula, and I started this business in actually 2015 in Monterey. But originally, ThaiIsFun started in 2008 in Portland, Oregon. And then when I moved here in 2010, I was working full time teaching at the Different Language Institute. So I didn't get to do ThaiIsFun or cooking class until 2015 when the department, Thai department is closed. And then after that,
Mm,
I just think, you know what, I want to bring back ThaiIsFun because I enjoy doing this. This is what I like to do. And also another thing that I thought I want to be able to do something and build something that I can do until I retire. So that kind of like the original goal. And then when I bring it back, it start growing, and most of my client or my customer are tourists because Monterey is a tourist area, and I do it at my own house, and the way my house set up is also, for some reason, maybe I just got the house is perfect setup. They have a kitchen right in front of the house, and they can come into the kitchen. It's like they have their own room, the kitchen space. So the way it's set up is just perfect,
that's
and
great.
really
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not like they need to come into the house really. They can
Yeah.
enter at the kitchen. So the setup, location is good, and I have started doing that. And then after I do that for a while, I also try to think, what else I can do to make it, more to offer the customer, because some people want to have a party at their own house, and maybe they have a better, they want to relax and have people come over instead, and they have, group of friends, they always gathering somewhere and they want me to go there and, have a party with them. So that's
Yeah.
really kind of like, it's win-win, as you say, right? I enjoy doing it. I'm partying with people, and I also meet all kinds of people through ThaiIsFun that make this journey so amazing.
Very cool. It's so fun. I love the diverse women that I get to meet on my podcast. Like it's so cool because like you've created a really incredible business out of your joy.
Yeah.
And like that's really neat.
Mhm.
Obviously, like have you been cooking? Would you say like cooking is a zone of genius area for you?
Thai people is I would say we are foodies. We love
Hmm.
to eat. When we eat, we talk about food. After we finish eating, we talk about what we're gonna eat next. So we really we hang out around food. I remember that one time I brought my husband to Thailand, and I came with a family and friend. And then when we gather together, and everybody orders something, and when the food come, everything is just like on the table, and my husband is like, that's a lot of food, like, are you gonna finish it? Like because people here that you don't order food like that. And then I said, don't worry about it. And then 5 hours, 7 hours later, after eating, talking, drinking, laughing and talk some more and eat some more, the food is gone. And then we're like, oh yeah. And then now he's like, oh, I got it. Now he understands, like what is like in our culture about food. So we
Yeah.
love eating, and we
Yeah.
love making it. So I grew up, eating Thai food every day, and see all kinds of people making food, because in Thailand you can go to uh, um, uh, I don't want to say a restaurant because not really like an organized place, but it's more like a shack, more like a place you can go there, sit down, order some food, someone cook it right in front of you, and then they give it to you right there, fresh and quick,
Wow.
and so that's a lot going on in my country, so where I grew up. So
Yeah.
when I come over here, I don't see any of that, and I was missing out. I kind of like, well, I love my food, so I went to work at a Thai restaurant and I learned how to cook in America right? Because this is not tropical country. This is not Thailand. A lot of ingredients is not really grew here, So I learned, tips and tricks how to make Thai food, as authentic as possible in America, or in, kitchen here. So then that's another logo that I have with my ThaiIsFun is our Thai food in your home kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Wow. I just want to like shout you out so loud because what you've done is really the true entrepreneurial spirit where you go, oh, there's something missing and I'm going to create the solution in my zone of genius doing things that I enjoy and that other people could enjoy too because it's so enjoyable for me.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
True.
cool. I love it. Okay, we're gonna show your website. If you're on YouTube, obviously, you're gonna be able to see her website. So anyone listening on the podcast, go to ThaiIsFun.com. Such a great, simple name, first of all. That's awesome. And then when you scroll through her website, you'll see so many colors. And just Thai. If you're a Thai food fan in general, like your mouth will start salivating when you're looking at her page. I love Thai food. It's like one of my favorite cuisines.
And we have a lot of picture through the portfolio, picture of people doing food.
Yeah, let's see.
Go to portfolio. That is basically.
Yeah, let me get there. I'm gonna click oh yes. So this is so fun. She has a spot on her website for people, dishes, ingredients, amazing testimonials. I looked through there. And so you've got a really great platform. I'm curious where it sounds like because it's local in Monterey, where a lot of tourists come. I would imagine you're getting some repeat business from people who are local. Share a little bit about how you're. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to go there because it sounds like you're not having any issues with enough people coming. Is that true?
Well, it kind of like getting more and more after. I think it's more well known, more established as a business. So it brings more people.
Yeah.
And last time when I talked to one of my customer here, and she said, "Oh, I found you," and I talked to my friend. And they, she told her friend that she's gonna come to my cooking class, and they said, "Oh yes, I saw that. I want to do that too." And she said she also talked to her coworker, which is basically is not related, right? So she talked about this with different people, and her coworker also say, "Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I want to try that too." So that means people know about it. People talk about it. People start to like, "Hey, do you know about this? Activity and that bring people come to ThaiIsFun and I love that because I believe in the word of mouth.
Definitely,
because it's kind of like not just advertising, but it's more like advocating.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, I did this and it's so cool. You should try it too. So it's I like that more than I need to pay money and have advertising and impose that to people.
Well,
Right?
that's everybody's dream, right? Referrals are by far testimonial-based referrals of people having fun and experiencing and then sharing. That's the best form of sales by far. So you've nailed it there. And that's awesome. And it sounds like you've got great lead gen coming in. I know on the Women Podcast Party, the Women Entrepreneur Podcast Party, you talked about how you also, they come through doing, from Airbnb, like events. Like,
right.
What do they call it? I can't remember all of a sudden.
Airbnb experiences.
Thank you. That's what it was. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's a brilliant way to advertise and then word of mouth. So let's talk about the growth spurts parts because these are the parts where as we scale our businesses can get challenging for people because there's only one of you. And this is interesting. You're in a very unique situation. I'd say, if we think about like a massage therapist or, somewhere along those lines, like when you max out, it's hard to scale and make more income. And so we want to come up with some strategies and ideas to help you there because, in order for you to scale income and make more impact, you're going to need to think of different ways to reach more people and not spread yourself so thin. So, one thing I'll say to everyone listening, depending on your business model, one of the ways to do that, of course, is to increase prices. You can increase prices some. That still doesn't up-level the amount of people you get to work with. And so you want to start thinking about that. I'm curious, I think you have a YouTube channel, right?
I have Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you interested at all in doing online courses? Like, I want to know for you, is it the interaction with the people that you love? Is it just the teaching how to cook? Like, say a little bit there so I can help you think about how to get into your zone of manifestation and scale.
Okay. Okay. So both of the things you mentioned is what I love. I love teaching. I always tell people I'm not really a chef, because when people come to my class, they eat the food that I make and they love it. And they say, why don't you open a restaurant? And I say, wow, that is totally different kind of business. And I don't want to live in a restaurant. And I also not a chef. I'm a teacher. So
Okay.
I'm good at teaching. And I have been teaching actually over 25 years. So originally I'm a teacher.
Okay. Awesome.
And then,
That's, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I kind of teach something that I enjoy, and I can always do it from home, and I can also do it when I'm retired.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing with ThaiIsFun is just check all the boxes, and I
Yeah.
start building it, and over the year it getting better and getting bigger, and but again, this is a one person business. I
Yep.
also help her. Actually, her name is Rochelle Sinclair, and she's the one who told me about you.
Oh,
She said,
cool.
out, Dr. Amanda,
How did she, I was curious about that. Do you know how she found me?
oh, you know what? I haven't asked her yet.
Okay. I'm so, I
Yeah,
was
I will. But I told her about, hey, you know what? I check it out.
cool. I
It's
love
so
it. I love how
cool.
that works. That's amazing. And, thank you to Rochelle. Shout out to her.
I'm
um,
going to help her in my ThaiIsFun. So
Great. Okay. So you have some delegation. So, like, are you managing everything in your business? Like, you and then Rochelle helps you with the events?
yeah, when I
Okay.
have a book group,
Okay.
she can help
So
me.
what I'm most curious about that comes to my mind instantly is if you could record the classes that you teach. So when people come to do a class with you, get their consent. So all you'd have to do is have them sign a waiver form and just say, hey, I want to reach
Okay.
more people, so I'm going to record this. And then you start doing online courses. I mean, that
I
would be
love that. I
so
thought
easy.
about that.
Yeah. And that, I mean, to me, that is the easiest next step of expansion for you. That wouldn't take much other than finding a good videographer and then having the people sign a waiver forms, because obviously, they need to know that they're going to be in a course that's online. And
Right.
then, I mean, you could, if video editing and that kind of stuff isn't your thing, I've got all kinds of awesome resources, of people that you could have build the course. And then, I mean, God, I could think of a lot of ways you could promote it. I think that would be incredibly successful. And so that way you could expand and have that passive income from things you're already doing. How does that resonate?
Right. Okay. At the beginning, my husband always say that too. Why don't you do YouTube video? Why don't you know? And I kind of like, I'm really self-conscious. I just feel like, oh, I don't want to look at myself. I just weird. I just a little intimidating on a video. That's the first thing. But then I kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing video because it's a part of the social media promotion of ThaiIsFun, and I
Yeah.
did. So I work with a student at local university and get to learn how to do the TikTok video. So now I start to do video again. This is like something I can do myself, right? And I
Yeah.
can learn and get starting it. So if you look at ThaiIsFun on the TikTok, or you can look at the Instagram, and you see some of the video that I put it out there. I think it's so much fun, and
That's
it's
great.
yeah. And I kind of like, you know what? Now there are one step that I can do that I said I couldn't before.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, okay, now to give me a little confidence to be in front of the camera. And then another thing is, I'm thinking, I have people ask me before, do you have online classes? Do you do online? And I kind of like, okay, I need to really think about that, because I just
Yeah.
start doing video and be confident a little bit, but
Yeah.
but now I
Yeah.
want to think more, and I'm okay. Now you mention it again to tell me like, oh, why don't you do online classes? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna think about it. That's a
Yeah.
good
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
suggestion.
First, let's break down this limiting but BS belief that you're not amazingly beautiful goddess. Okay. So, what scares is it like the way you look, or like what scares you about video in general? I don't want to make any assumptions for you, like what that is. Because I know like a lot of people have this fear. I definitely did when I started the very first video I did. I remember I was like, I feel so awkward and so weird. And oh my God, you know, and now I've done like thousands of videos and I'm like, whatever. If you don't like the way I look, screw you.
You know what? I have to go to that point, but I am going toward that point. Like, I don't care. This is who I am, the way I look.
Yeah.
I probably like self-conscious, as I told you. When I
Yeah.
look at myself, I kind of feel like, oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, you don't say it correctly. Like I'm maybe judge myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the thing when like people hear their own voice on video, they're like, well, that's what I sound like. Or when you see yourself on
Right.
video, you're like, that's what I look like. And I wish right now that we had all of the women entrepreneurs listening in the room with you so that they could all give you compliments and tell you how beautiful and amazing you are. And you could really like believe it in your heart because, it makes my eyes fill up with tears when I think about that because I get it, and I know that we all struggle. I can't say all, but most people struggle with that, putting themselves out there in a video-based way or in that it's vulnerable, and it's public and there's a lot to it. And so it's like, oh, yeah, you got to let go of that. That's what's a great affirmantra you can tell yourself. So have you read my book yet? So it's called I Am a Money Magnet, the top 30 money making affirmantras to manifest more. So if anyone wants it, go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. The reason I bring it up is because I use affirmantras. And so this is a way to reprogram our money mindset or our mindset by a reframe. And so in this way, you're using a verbal reframe that you 100% believe to be true. So it wouldn't be, you go from like, I feel self-conscious and scared to be on video to like, I am a goddess, like, because your brain just might not believe that, right? And so that doesn't make sense to tell yourself that because you're creating resistance within yourself. And so instead, you want to come up with something that you can believe to be true. So it could be something along the lines of, I choose to be confident on camera. I choose to see myself with loving eyes on camera, like something like that. I don't know what resonates for you, but I would come up with something along those lines.
I love that. That's a really good thing that you mentioned that because that's something that I never really do. I mean, I'm confident person. I'm lucky that I grew up in a household with my parents who really supporting and really like, oh, you awesome, you beautiful. So this kind of thing is not really struggle for me. But but it's not like I don't have any struggle, right? So like this, right, is one of the things that I kind of feel like, why I cannot pinpoint, but I kind of feel like I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah.
And then and then I never thought about have a mantra. And I mean that I just I just watched the YouTube, they interview you about this part, and I start to think about it too, like I never have a mantra to tell me something when I'm kind of struggle with it. And I think that's a really good a good strategy. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to come up with something to make me more confident in front of Pamela.
Yeah, and you know why it works? Because all day long we're telling ourselves negative things about ourselves, and so sometimes people will go like, oh, that's some nonsense. Why are you using like affirmations or my version of affirmations? And it's like, well, because you are programmed for negativity automatically. And so we actually must choose to train ourselves out of negativity by telling ourselves positive things. And then what happens is we start to reprogram our brain, so for you, it could be fun. Like my brain goes toward thinking about like up leveling your feeling of yourself. And so it's like, I choose to see myself through loving eyes on camera. That's one. Another one is like, I choose to make an impact in the world. So it doesn't matter what I look like on camera. Like in some ways, it's like when we're thinking about how we look, like you have a gift to bring the world that the world is asking for, and you could reach more people and help them have fun through Thai cooking, then it's your responsibility in a way, right? Like I think about it often like that when I get freaked out about like self-consciousness. I'm like, I'm only thinking about myself here. I'm worried about how I feel about myself. I'm not thinking about all the people who need what I have. So I need to move out of the way and just share. And that helps me diffuse the self-consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I love the way you put that.
Awesome. Good. Okay. So start there. The rest is just really tactics and strategies for you. It's this idea of, okay, so if I were going to create an online course, and I love that you're practicing and putting stuff on video through TikTok and Instagram, those are great. I would say for you, even like if you start a YouTube channel, be very conscious of how you're going to monetize it. Meaning you could do very short videos, like 3-minute videos that lead to your online course or to your cooking in your live cooking, like in-person cooking programs. So what I would do is like, don't think you need to, do like a whole entire meal. It might be like one short tip that goes onto YouTube from something you're already doing. And then that leads them like, hey, want to learn more? Take this course. And just start with one simple course. And if it were me in your situation, I would probably just see if I could record a session. Like I'd find some people that are like, of course, that would be awesome. We would love to do that with you. And you record it. You could even get a group of friends together if you wanted to, if it wasn't paid customers, if you wanted to do that, but get a videographer there. And same thing, you could hire someone from your university, wouldn't be high cost, have them video it, and then you have someone break it up into sections for a course and just start with a very simple course and start building some traction around it. I think that would be so easy for you to do. I mean, you're going to need to have someone help you with the strategies and the tech stuff, but like business wise, you're already poised and perfectly positioned to have that grow really fast. Whenever anyone's asking you for something, that is awesome market validation. So I want everyone listening to hear this. When you have your customers and clients saying to you, what do you offer blank? What, for you, it's a course, then you have market validation that it will sell. And right now, have you done a good job of getting contact information for the people who have come to your live in-person cooking stuff?
Yeah.
Like contact information?
Yeah, I know. I normally have their email address, and
Perfect.
After the class, they normally want to buy the Thai food booklet, which is kind of like my 20 recipe that I normally sell digitally. So after class, then they give me the email, and then I email them the cookbook, and I told them they can print it out or they can keep it, digitally. So anytime they go anywhere, they want to cook, they can pull it up and cook when they're on vacation.
Okay. So I promise you that a very high percentage of those people will buy your online course, right? Because they're already interested in what you do. They already like what you do. They're already following you. They've already had an experience with you. So they're going to be very inclined to buy a course that you put out, and then they're going to share it with other people. So you already have market validation, which is you're just so far ahead of where a lot of people are at. And so you're missing out on buckets of money right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, really, I want you to know,
I love the way you said it out loud like that, which is really powerful. But in my culture, we learn how to be humble and don't say things like that. Even though we believe it, we never say it out loud. So it's really good. It's really like, yeah, I thought that too. Yeah, but I never said it. I always hear someone saying it and make me feel good,
Yeah, totally. I appreciate you saying that. And it's funny because I think about like my brand, NFA, no fucking around brand. It's like, it's loud and proud,
Right.
I think part of the gift I bring to the world is saying stuff like that. It's like I'm going to be straightforward with you because I care about you. And I'm like, oh my God, Goi, you are missing out on buckets of money. Really, like I can see the path for you very clearly to keep doing exactly what you love, and with not adding any stress, create a passive stream of income that will just continue to grow. I mean, my brain goes to like, oh, you could create 50 classes, I bet, of different dishes. And you could have them even be somewhat low cost, the courses. You're not talking about $1,000 course. You could be talking about a lower cost course, but then you have a series of them. And the cool thing about series is that people will buy every single one of them, right? You could even create a monthly subscription where you go, hey, join my monthly subscription. I release one course a month for a new recipe. I teach you how to do it. And it's this amount per year, right? And so then you create this passive stream of income. And then from that, you take short videos that could even go on YouTube Shorts, Reels, TikTok. And then that drives them to the courses. So it all is this circular process that helps you. And that would not add, you could even hire a social media person that takes care of all of it for you. So you don't need to stress out about it.
Okay.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah. So I have two questions.
Yep.
One, when do you think that you should start delegating or hire people outside, to help you? Like when is the starting point, or like how much do you make to be like, okay, this is a good, a good point to start hiring people to help you?
That's a great question. And I want everyone to know most people delegate far too late. They wait too long. So if you are feeling resentment about your business, like you're like, ugh, I don't want to do this thing, delegate. If you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed out with your time, delegate. If you are feeling like you're at your spot where you have this growth spurt that can't get bigger because there's only one of you, delegate. So for you, I would say you delegate yesterday. Like yesterday was the day. Yeah. And that's going to look like, it could be like, if I wouldn't recommend this, if you're going to stay local and not do online courses, you're going to have a different delegation team than if you are going to take some of it online, then that's a different delegation team. Right. So like local people, it could be that you hire, you said you have a helper, you might have a couple helpers and do bigger gigs. So you have bigger cooking, and then that way then you got to find like in a kitchen and different things like that. So that's a different growth strategy than the online. To me, the online sounds easier, and can grow globally and has passive income. So I think that's a great way to go. You could add on some where you do bigger gigs, and just charge a little bit more. That can also increase your revenue. But I would say, if it were me in your position, I would start delegating like some social media. I would get someone who's good to help me, how do I create this course with, like, how do I want to create a bundle of 10 courses at this price. Start with one. Don't get overwhelmed by that. Just start with one and have somebody who knows how to build that and, set it up as online, and definitely reach out to me if you need resources for stuff like this. Yes. So I would say that social media, it could be people managing emails. I don't know how much of that you get, but really what you want to do in any business is get into the sweet spot where you are only doing the things that are in your zone of genius and you delegate everything else out. That's where you can get into zone 4, which is the zone of manifestation. In zone 4, you are delegating everything away that you don't enjoy doing so you can live in your zone of genius. And then your business becomes this magnetic powerhouse because you're so vibrant doing what you love. And you already have so much proof that you're a powerful businesswoman. And so, and that you are in that, stepping into that zone. So your next level is just to start delegating things away so that you can scale.
Okay, that's good.
You said 2 questions. So when to delegate? Did you have another question? I just want to make sure I address your questions, or maybe they were wrapped into one.
I totally forgot because I just like, that's good. Maybe you already answered it by explaining that. Yeah. Okay, I kind of feel like I get something that I can work toward after this, and I can start thinking about something that to do with ThaiIsFun.
Yeah. I mean, such a fun brand. You've done it. It's so great. Yeah, I love it. Like, I will give you market validation. You create Thai courses, I will be buying them. Like, that sounds so fun to me. Like, and I love, that idea of like coming to learn how to cook in a fun setting with other people. That's fun. Like, you've got a really great thing going on both the end of in-person and online. That's a fun thing to do with your family, to have a course where you're like, you could, the sky's the limit for you. You really have a lot of options. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So let's say action step wise, what are you going to do after our session today? What action steps are you going to take based on what we talked about?
Well, now I'm going to start thinking about the online, online stuff, and social media, which is what I'm working on right now. As I told you, I start doing a video and I start putting it out there, and I kind of feel like the video is getting more people to follow, people not like out of my group, out of just friend, that start to like, oh, they maybe start to see video. And one thing I learned too, if you do something consistently, like if I launch video once a week, once a month, but if something consistently, people start to follow, and people start to like notice it, and that's another way I think that I can bring more business. Oh, now I remember the next, now I talk about it.
Perfect.
So I just wonder if how can I make more customer, because more customer always good, right? So if there's another thing to think about, like how can to attract more customer, or what kind of marketing that I could do, that I already do some, but again, this is a one person business, so much I can think of and imagine myself. That's why I like to meet people online, or talk to you, or talk to a business, like an online networking room,
Yep.
to get more idea of what is out there, what is other people do, for the marketing part. So
Yep.
another thing,
Yeah, one thing, this is going to be a plug for NFA Money Mamas. So my NFA Money Mama Mastermind. So if you go to nfamoneymamas.com, and mama is MAMAS. So this is for you, Goi, and everyone listening. If you are liking what you get on the podcast, especially, it's like a mindset stuff, manifestation stuff, but then marketing strategy, business scaling strategy, NFA Money Mama Mastermind is definitely an incredible resource and growth tool. I forget, sometimes when I'm on here, I forget to tell people, it's like, obviously I do a lot of mindset stuff. I also help people with, uniquely designing their business from their zone of manifestation. And I never think that anything is a one size fits all. Like there are certain things that work for everyone mindset wise, but it's like when we look at the unique fingerprint of your business, there's going to be some variations of what I would consult you on based on, thinking it through in terms of like geographic location and desires and who you love to work with and zone of genius and things like that. So I'll just say that as a resource for everyone. Like definitely if you want to network with amazing women and also get business coaching and consulting from me, NFA Money Mamas is the place to be. So NFA Money Mamas. So I'll say that. Then on top of that, I'll say, for me, for generating customers and networking, because that's the other part of what you're saying. Like one, you're talking about networking with business professionals. And then the other is like, how do you attract more people your way?
Right.
I'm curious, like in your circumstances, like for online, I would start there, and that's going to create a whole different market for you. In your local market, I would, because on your website you have, I'm going to add it back to the stream. You work with, let's see, when you say let's talk. Oh, no. Oh, this is so great. I love your website. Maybe it was in portfolio, or was it people somewhere on your page? Oh, it was here on your homepage. Like that you do parties, so you're talking about doing parties with different communities. If it were me, probably that's the direction I would go, just knowing that you are going to be able to charge more. So I would be thinking about situations where you could work with more people at once and get higher pay. That way, I'm always thinking about ways to make money doing what I love, make bigger and bigger amounts of money doing what I love in ways that impacts people. And so for you, if you're having a group of 4 people and you're cooking for 2 hours, or you're having a group of 30 people and you're cooking for 2 hours, obviously you're going to make more money with the 30 people and you still enjoy it. And so I would be thinking of ways, how could I reach out to like corporate, or, am I willing to, that's where my brain would go, because in your vicinity, like within 100, you said you're willing to drive an hour within a, 30 to 40 mile radius. There are unlimited opportunities, thinking about like women's groups, bachelorette parties, wedding parties, birthday parties, corporate events. Like, so I would start looking in that direction some, and potentially creating, you might need to come up with some, like, I don't know what the kitchen setup would look like. I think that you got to think through that a little bit, like where,
that is kind of what limited amount of people.
Yeah.
And, but I'm working on that part too, working with the community college. So that's something, I start to, thinking about if I work with community college, so I can host bigger group.
Yeah, that would be great. Or like I would have to do a little research to think about. That's the direction my brain would go. I'd be like, who do I access in my community? even like, here's a funny one. If you're reaching out to a certain type, let's say, I mean, people in Monterey have a lot of money, right? Usually it's a very wealthy area. So it's like reaching out to people who in their houses have huge kitchens where they can host they have a big enough kitchen to host a bigger party. And so I'd be thinking of creative ways to connect with those people and make sure you're top of mind for a fun event that creates, family fun, or a party where they want to have people over and have a unique experience. So that's the direction my brain would go with it. Does that help?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm growing to that area a little bit, like now it just start to grow in different, area. People get to know about ThaiIsFun, and, my client that I already work with, they start to know about what I do. So it's growing,
Awesome.
in every direction, and that including that part.
Yeah. So I'd say that's like on the in-person end. On the online end, like, I mean, I would start with the people that have already taken classes from you, and then let that create a referral system, and then start using Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to be promoting. And you're going to want to lead it back to a page where they can buy the courses.
Okay.
And that's how you would start attracting more customers to the online. And so I would be doing those both simultaneously, because you've already got the in-person going. Now you're just going to add the layer of passive streams of income through online courses.
Right.
Yeah. Fun. Oh, I'm so excited to see where you go. Like you have a really fun business, and you've got so much momentum going already. And so much, I'd say like light around it, like you seem like you are very happy doing your business. And now you're just like, okay, I'm ready for this next growth spurt, so that you can make those buckets of money that are sitting there waiting for you. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So for your action steps, you're going to start looking into online courses. Anything else?
Maybe check it out if there's the local community college that they have a student who would do like a videography and stuff like that.
Yep.
And work with them, because I already work with them to update my website and stuff, and learn about the making video. So I already have that going on, and I think maybe we can reach out and say if they can recommend, or they can help with also this videography part.
Perfect. Yeah. That's great. Okay. Keep me posted. I want to know how it goes. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Again, share with everyone where they can find you.
You can find me through ThaiIsFun, and if you Google, Thai cooking class in Monterey, that would be me, because no one else doing it.
Yay! I want to come. I want to make a trip to Monterey just to come to your class. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been amazing to have you on. And thank you, all of you beautiful ladies, for being here again. Don't forget that we've got the NFA Money Breakthroughs workshop coming. So just go to nfamoneybreakthroughs.com. Check out all the information there. And until next time, I'm sending you big hugs and NFA Money Making high fives.